Hey there. So you're ready to jump into the incredible world of AI, but maybe all the tech talk feels a little overwhelming? Well, you've come to the perfect place. We're going to break down all the computer basics you need so you can start your AI journey feeling totally confident. Let's get right into it. Does this sound familiar? You get super excited about learning AI, but then someone starts talking about GPUs, cloud instances, and Python scripts, and your head just starts spinning. Don't worry, that's completely normal. We are going to clear up all that confusion step by step so you can focus on the fun part, actually building things with AI. First things first, let's talk about hardware. This is the actual physical stuff, the machine that's going to power all your AI projects. Understanding these parts is kind of like a race car driver knowing what's under the hood. It's totally fundamental to getting the best possible performance. Okay, so let's start with the CPU, the central processing unit. Just think of this as the computer's brain. It's the general manager that's juggling all the day-to-day tasks, everything from opening a file to browsing the web. It's really the core workhorse that keeps your whole system running. Now, if the CPU is the general brain, the GPU is like a specialized genius. It was originally built for making video games look amazing, but it turns out it has a superpower, doing thousands and thousands of simple calculations all at the same time. This is an absolute game changer for AI, because training those complex models takes a ton of math. A good GPU can literally slash training time from weeks down to just a few hours. So let's talk about RAM. The easiest way to think about RAM is as your computer's short-term memory, or maybe like its workbench. The more RAM you have, the bigger your workbench is. And for AI, a bigger workbench means you can handle massive amounts of data and run really complex models at the same time, all without your computer slowing down to a crawl. And, well, what about when you're done working? Where does everything go? That's where storage comes in. This is your computer's long-term memory, its filing cabinet. It's where your operating system, all your AI projects, and those precious data sets are stored safely for the long haul. Now, storage pretty much comes in two main flavors. First, you've got your traditional hard disk drives, or HDDs. They're a bit old school, a little slower, but they give you tons of space for not a lot of money. Then you have the modern version, solid state drives, or SSDs. These things are lightning fast. Programs, files, they load in a blink. For AI, using an SSD means you can get to your data way, way faster, which can really speed up your whole workflow. Okay, so we've got our physical machine all figured out, but a pile of hardware is just that, a pile of hardware. We need to tell it what to do, and that's where software comes in. These are the instructions that bring the machine to life. Right at the very heart of the software is the operating system, or OS. You're probably using one right now, Windows, Mac OS, or maybe Linux. The OS is like the master conductor of an orchestra. It makes sure all the hardware and all the other software are working together perfectly. And yeah, they each have their strengths for AI, but honestly, any of them will get the job done when you're starting out. So here's how it all stacks up. It's actually pretty simple. At the very bottom, you have the hardware. The operating system sits right on top of that, managing everything. And then you install your AI tools right onto the OS. So when you run your AI program, it just talks to the OS. And the OS tells the hardware what to do. See? It's a really clean and efficient little system. But wait, what if you don't have a super powerful computer with a fancy GPU? Does that mean you're out of luck? No way. And this is where things get really, really cool. Let's talk about one of the most powerful tools out there for anyone learning AI, the cloud. To put it simply, cloud computing is basically like renting someone else's ridiculously powerful computer over the internet. You can get access to unbelievable computing power. We're talking top of the line GPUs from literally anywhere in the world. And you only pay for what you use. This has totally changed the game and made AI accessible to pretty much everyone. And there are some amazing tools to help you get started right away. For instance, Google Colab lets you use powerful GPUs for free right inside your web browser. Then you have services like Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure that let you rent entire virtual computers for the really heavy lifting. The point is, you can start working on serious AI projects today, even with just a basic laptop. Now, the cloud is amazing, but you've got to be smart about security. Just a few quick tips. First, always, and I mean always, use strong, unique passwords for every service. Second, turn on two-factor authentication. You know that extra code they send to your phone? Turn it on wherever you can. And finally, think about using a trusted VPN, especially if you're on public Wi-Fi. It just keeps your connection locked down.
All right, we've covered the hardware, the software, and the cloud. Time for our final piece of the puzzle files. This is the language of data, the actual raw material that you'll be working with in AI.
You're going to see a few common file types over and over again. A file ending in .py is a standard Python script. One that ends in .ipynb is an interactive notebook, which is awesome for experimenting and learning. And of course, you'll be pulling data from simple .txt files or even extracting info from .pdfs. Just knowing what these are will make organizing your projects so much easier.
And how do we make these files? Well, a lot of the time it's through coding. But please don't let that word scare you. All coding is writing down a list of instructions for the computer in a language it can understand, like Python. That's it. It's just a way to tell the computer exactly what you want it to do.
And that's it. Those are the four pillars for your AI foundation. You've got the hardware, which is the machine, the software, which gives it instructions, the cloud, which gives you unlimited power, and the files, which is the language of your data. You seriously now have all the essential knowledge to take your next steps with confidence. So, with this foundation solidly in place, you are ready to go. You have the vocabulary, you understand the core concepts, and the path forward is so much clearer now. You have the keys to the kingdom. So, the only question left is, what amazing thing are you going to build first?